Good morning. We're here in behalf of Voices Action at TexasGOPVote, interviewing State Representative Barbara Nash. Good morning, Mrs. Nash. And I am so glad that you have us this morning, even though it's so busy with this session. Mrs. Nash, I would like to know if you can tell us about your background and how you got involved in politics.
Well, it's how I would recommend anyone to get involved. I was involved in PTA, involved with my children in their sports, and then I decided to run for school board, and I think just involvement in the community, and then I was elected to the city council after that, and there was just an opportunity for me to run for state rep, and I decided to do it.
And you won.
And I won.
That's great. Well, tell us about the people in your district. What are the issues they are concerned about?
Well, I think balancing the budget. Coming in, the things they were asking for were different, a little different than after we got here. I think they began to get concerned about who the speaker was and things that really we need to just get on with and work with. But I think the schools and educating all of our children is something that they're really concerned about right now.
Well, as a Hispanic myself, and through my work with Voices Action and meeting with thousands of Hispanics, I know that Hispanics in Texas really have conservative values. Can you share with me the ways that you have observed these among Americans of Hispanic background in your district?
Well, in my district, I've worked a lot with Gloria Pena, who's now the school board president. And when the first day I met her, she came and visited with me about school board, and I said, you would be a perfect candidate for the school board. And she ran 2 or 3 times before she was elected. But first of all, it's hard to get harder to get a woman elected. I was only the 4th woman ever elected to the school board, and even more difficult to get a Hispanic elected. So I worked with her, and then when she was sworn in, she had my son, who's a judge in Tarrant County, swear her in. And so I go to a lot of Hispanic events with her, and we just really have a good time together, and she's just doing a wonderful job.
And certainly now I know that you are a brand new member of the Hispanic Republican Conference here in the House of Representatives. How or why did you choose to be part of the Hispanic Republican Conference?
Well, I had met you several times, and then you mentioned to me that since I had quite a few Hispanics in my area, in my district, that I should join. And I was thrilled because I had not even thought about joining it, or that y'all would want me, you know, and I was honored that you talked to me.
Because your district qualified, you have over 30% of Hispanics in your district, right?
I do have, and very supportive and very conservative. And I think people don't realize how conservative the Hispanic population is. And they've always embraced me and helped me in my elections.
And we have the same values, and certainly not to be divisive about using the hyphen name about Hispanic Americans all the time. The truth is we're all Americans, but at the same time, it's important that the people see that the Republican Party embraced the Hispanic because we have the same values, and it's not that Hispanics are all Democrats, because that's not the truth.
That's what people would like you to believe, but if you get to know the people, you know, personally, you realize that their values are very similar to yours, and that's really what we're all about, is the core values.
Yes.
More than anything.
Well, Barbara, one of the things that I did learn about you, and I admire you a lot, is about you fighting for HB 359. Can you explain to us HB 359 relating to the corporal punishment in public schools, and why you are very concerned about this issue?
This issue's always been a passion with me, and I started having children in school in the 70s, and always said, don't hit my children, you know, but they actually have a right to hit your children whether they tell you or not. It's not in the law that they cannot hit your children with a board. So when I was elected to the school board, I had written to the school board for years and said, please abolish corporal punishment in Arlington. And they just believed it was a good use to hit children with boards. I mean, from 1st grade on. And I was elected on a Saturday, and I met with the school board president on Monday, and he said, I guess we don't have corporal punishment in Arlington anymore. And I said, yes. And so we just took it out of our books on discipline. And so I sat down next to Alma Allen, and she said, what are your values? And, I kind of said the things of lower taxes and the things we'd said in the election. And, she said, no, really. And I said, well, I would wish I could abolish corporal punishment in Texas. She went, oh, no. She said, I've been trying to get that out for years. And I said, we can do it. And I knew with, us working the nonpartisan issue, both of us working, she's a Democrat and me as a Republican, we could do it. And it's actually on the calendar for today.
Great.
It's been on the calendar for 2 or 3 days, but the calendar's been stalled. So hopefully we'll be able to vote that out today.
And that is one of the issues that people like you can educate the constituents on, not only your district, but all the citizens, because you don't hear much talking about these issues. There are some regular issues that we're all the time covering in the news, but this one deserves attention because it affects not only the children, affects families, affects schools, and even the future of a person, of a young kid, just by receiving that corporal punishment can affect him for the rest of his or her life.
Absolutely. A parent should have, this bill only says the parent has a right to opt in or opt out of having their child hit with a board.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to believe that people that I've talked to that will say, oh, it's okay to hit them with a board. It isn't okay. And I think we'll pass that today.
Is there any other issue that you are right now concerned, or in one of the committees that you are involved, that you would like to add to inform us about what you are doing right now during this session? I
think the thing that shocked me about the session is that people are not acting as mature as they should be. And I don't think having fits on the floor, and I'm surprised at that, because nowhere I've ever been elected before did we not treat each other with respect and listen to both sides of the story. And so I think that's important. And that's concerned, but whatever comes up to be voted on should be handled in an adult manner.
In a proper manner. Well, Mrs. Nash, I want to thank you not only for serving the people of your district, but certainly for serving the people of Texas. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Barbara.